Just about every single XRP chart analyst that I've been watching throughout this entire year, other than the ones who have a multi-year track record of hating XRP, all the rest of them, though, all the other XRP chart analysts have been showing that XRP has been consolidating within a 7-year symmetrical triangle. Now, typically, you see a breakout, almost always, actually. I'm not a chart guy, but I know this. Almost always, you will see a breakout of a symmetrical triangle before it reaches the apex, which is to say, before it reaches the point where the two trend lines meet each other. And so that means that wherever the apex is, it could be potentially months ahead of that when it finally, when it actually does go, whether it's to the upside or to the downside, depending on what you're talking about. Of course, here we're talking about XRP. But I'm going to share with you perspective from multiple chart analysts, including one in this video, who says XRP, it pretty much is at this point where it has to go, and he's predicting it's actually going to happen this month. Now, I always get nervous for chart analysts when they have specific time frames, especially when they're short term. I don't mind it doesn't bother me when analysts say, based on historic precedent, if so-and-so were to kind of repeat, then this would be the result. I'm like, okay, so you're saying if history, okay, fine. But then when there's specific predictions, that's different. That is materially different. So I'll share with you exactly what's been stated here, but suffice it to say, there is a lot of excitement to be had for XRP holders in the not-too-distant future. That's what I believe personally. And finally, now that we're over a week out from the stupid-ass news about the SEC appealing the Torres ruling in the SEC v. Ripple case, it's very clear now that I was correct when I said, even for the weeks and months leading up to this, that this isn't something that would prevent XRP from running in the bull run. Everybody that disagreed with me when that news broke has shut the hell up, finally. But come on, I mean, I said it was very clear to me there's evidence that the speculators already knew it had nothing to do with XRP specifically. And here you have XRP today breaking above 54 cents briefly. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. So as I record this video, XRP is 53.7 cents. Bitcoin at 62,544 bucks. So we've had a bit of a green day here. Despite that, the crypto fear and greed index is at 32 out of 100. So market is in fear despite that. No, okay. Won't stay there forever. I also wanted to mention this. I came across this article. So Cointelegraph, they use this exact same headline very frequently. And it's so fascinating because there are only so many coins that they will regularly talk about, where they'll literally craft an article just about one coin, and they do it regularly. They do that for Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP. Not many others. Not that they won't write individual articles about individual coins. I'm not saying that. But my God, XRP, it's just constantly in the headlines here. And historically, Cointelegraph has been very anti-XRP. They're not afraid to post stuff that obviously isn't true. They'll just do that. They have no shame. But, they're not as incorrect about other stuff, so that's interesting. This seems to be an editorial choice. But here we have the headline, why is XRP up to date? I don't even really want to read much, if any, of the article here. So they're applying narratives here. They're applying whatever's happening, that's the reason XRP price is doing what it's doing. And that's almost never true here. So here, they're saying that, actually, let me say this first. The price of XRP upon the bad news that the SEC was appealing the Torres decision in the Ripple case. For 90 minutes, the price of XRP was in free fall. Now, that sounds maybe a little dramatic, but the reason I'm categorizing it like that, or characterizing it like that, is because there was a very precipitous fall. So it was trending down. When that news broke, it was like, fell off a cliff, but only for 90 minutes. Now, mind you, when the SEC lawsuit dropped in 2020, it was a straight week of basically nothing but XRP falling. This was 90 minutes. So yes, the SEC news, that is one of those instances where something that happened in real life did cause speculators to, engage in certain buying and selling behaviors. So it can happen, like I said. When Ripple announced that they were cross-appealing, nothing. The market did not respond. But here, Cointelegraph is citing Ripple cross-appealing as a reason that XRP is doing well today. There is no evidence of this. Frankly, and this sounds silly, but it's true, the SEC has more power over the price of XRP than Ripple. That is proven. Anytime, it sounds silly, but it's true. Anytime Ripple has had any sort of positive business development pertaining to XRP, the market's like, okay, whatever. It's been like that for the entire existence of Ripple. But here the SEC comes along, we're scared now, we're gonna sell. And that's what happens. So they cited that. Then they cited down that Bitnomial is doubling down and attacking the SEC. I had a whole video on this, so I'm not going to go through this again. But the SEC is claiming that XRP is a security again, and they're claiming that specifically to an exchange called Bitnomial, preventing them from launching XRP futures. And so Bitnomial is suing them as a result. If you want the other details, I made this like 2 videos ago. I published this. So it is a brand new video, basically. But no, that doesn't line up with any sort of XRP price action on the chart either, so they're just saying stuff here. And then they wrap up the article by saying XRP risks more sell-offs ahead. So I had to kind of mock them a little bit because it's stupid. Whatever is happening in the moment is almost never the cause for XRP doing what it's doing. XRP moves in tandem with the broader crypto market, and the broader crypto market moves in tandem with stocks, and the reason that they all move in tandem together is because of global liquidity. That's it. It's not because of a 4-year election cycle in the United States. It's not because of a 4-year halving cycle with Bitcoin. Those are garbage narratives. It's not true. It's global liquidity, folks. Here's a post from chart analyst Crypto Insight UK, and he also thinks we're going to be seeing some fireworks sooner than later. He says, I'll try not to hype people, but I have this feeling XRP starts to move towards 72 cents very soon. Everyone is bearish Bitcoin now. We have the liquidity at $66,000. I've called a few times we could take this first. That doesn't have to happen, though. XRP sentiment feels different. An upside move feels like it's coming. We've sat at the bottom of the range for a while, chopping about. Now it's time to see the top of the range, I feel. Well, yeah, so I'll just say Bitcoin tanks, then XRP is going to go with it. Almost certainly. Almost certainly. There are very few exceptions to that historically. So the question becomes, are we going to see another drop of Bitcoin? Well, most analysts, including the ones that I follow, and I checked even some other analysts that I don't regularly follow, most think that, we're not going to see some sort of crazy drop even into the 40,000s. But I'll note again, as I've been highlighting the last couple days, Credible Crypto, who I think is among the best, is warning that there's at least a possibility you could see Bitcoin in the upper 40,000s. Now, I don't know if he's right. I don't know if that's going to happen. And he doesn't have like some sort of an insane level of conviction. He's not saying, oh, it's absolutely going to happen. He's just saying this is something that might happen. Just don't be surprised, basically. Bitcoin could nuke to that level, to the upper 40,000s, basically. So if it does happen, I'm just sharing so that in case it does happen, maybe don't be freaking out emotionally. Do whatever you want to do in terms of buying and selling. But I'm just saying, I don't think it makes sense to be freaking out if that happens. But pretty much, almost nobody else seems to think that there's going to be that will be happening with any sort of reasonable amount of probability. So take it for what it's worth. So if we do see a continuation of the upside, I'll not be surprised to see XRP follow. Of course not. It's been outperforming the rest of the market, broadly speaking anyway, for months. There's also this post from chart analyst Dr. Magic talking about XRP. He says, and I'll make his chart full screen actually. He says, we'll start paying more attention to Coinbase's chart for XRP at least until we break out for good. To be honest, I don't like it because it doesn't have history, but Coinbase is the main exchange for crypto right now, and there are clues over there that don't exist in other charts. Was it a failed breakout after all, or just a rejection? All right, so a couple things. As far as the history, I'm sure that he's saying that because XRP was delisted for a number of years on Coinbase because of the SEC, and Coinbase was not so bold as to keep XRP listed. Although, to their credit, they did file an amicus brief in the SEC v. Ripple case. Okay, credit where it's due. They could have done more. Brian Armstrong, CEO and founder, could have spoken out. Didn't really do that till the very tail end, anyway. And then as far as, what's XRP doing here? Well, if you want to talk about, a rejection or a failed breakout or rejection, I'll just note that, because he's referencing early October here, obviously, that Bitcoin was leading the way up, XRP was going along with it, and that has been categorized by multiple analysts that I follow, and I've shared in my videos, just as a false breakout. It started to move to the upside, but it was just a fake out, went to the downside. Doesn't mean some sort of important chart structure is broken, they'll all tell you that, but sometimes fake outs like that happens, and there can be deviations to the downside at times as well. So it happens frequently on charts. It just does. Nothing wrong with XRP here. So, eventually at some point, one day we're just going to wake up and we'll just see it running, and that will be that. But in the meantime, I'm just saying, I understand some people getting impatient, but I'm not, and I've been here almost 7 years. I am just as patient as the day I bought, because that is the type of mindset that is required to be successful as an investor, whether it's the stock market or crypto. The good news is, if you want life-changing wealth in crypto, unless you completely bungle it, you don't have to wait as long as you do with the stock market. You can expect the stock market to double every 7 to 10 years, whereas with crypto, that could be an afternoon. It could be less than an afternoon. Well, for some coins, anyway. Not that you're going to see the whole market literally double, but not that quickly anyway. But, in a market cycle, sure. Yeah, you can see all sorts of crazy stuff. That's why we're here, right? Because there's there's never been opportunity like there is with crypto in the history of our species when it comes to it. Like, there's been nothing like this. And I can't imagine sitting on the sidelines wasting it and just knowing how volatile it is, but that it still trends up. It just doesn't make logical sense for me, for anyone to be emotionally scared of this because there's data to show you should expect that to happen. I understand that humans are humans, so they're going to be scared. But, as long as you have broad exposure and you're paying attention, I don't find it that overwhelming. I just frankly don't. And here we have this post from chart analyst Dark Defender. It says, "Hi all, XRP closed 3 monthly candle above the initial support in silence. The new 3-month candle, October, November, December, is loading. There is no space anymore. We'll see an extraordinary breakout starting this month." Okay, he says we're getting to it, closer and closer to the apex, and start moving this month. Well, I hope he's right. Now, I still get nervous when there are predictions like that, but, for the analyst. But given the environment we're in, if it does happen, I'll not be surprised. It's certainly not wacky to think that it could happen. That's for damn sure. So you guys let me know what you think, but I'm feeling pretty damn bullish here. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.